Right everyone, 16th of March. I'm going to do my peas. These are Hurst Greenshaft. I'm going to do them in gutters like I've done well, for as long as I can remember, to be honest. But you can sow them direct, but birds obviously like them and mice do, so just be careful about where you're going to put them. It's always a chance, you can't eradicate it completely, but peas don't mind a bit of cold, as long as they don't get too cold or too wet. They'll do all right. And then obviously these will be ready probably June, and then I'll sow some more probably middle of June, ready to go out after these. And it's quite simple. It's got some gutters. It's not deep flow. If you want deep flow, you can get deep flow gutter, or the half round gutter. This is classed as square gutter. Any gutter, doesn't really matter. Fill it with multi-purpose compost, just the stuff I've been using. There's probably about 3/4 of an inch down at the top here, something like that. I'd give it a bit of a water in just to help settle it down. You don't have to. And simply, you can, sometimes, yeah, it's good to put them as a 5 of a dice type thing. But like that. But I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to sling them in. You can overdo them; they can get a bit crowded, but you can pick out and have them as pea shoots. Whatever you want to thin out, or just like I do, just shove them in and let them sort themselves out. So it's just a case of give them a good old scattering. Bit of a mixture of seed here. There's some bought seed and some of my own. Because your own seed, I always find, tends to do pretty well. It's not hard to collect. If you get any pods that go a little bit overripe, but get a bit chunky, just leave them on the plant until they go like a yellowy sort of colour, and then pull them off and harvest the peas, let them dry out and shove them in an envelope. Just hoping I've got enough here. I did sort of soak them in water for half an hour. You can sort of soak them for a good few hours if you want, but up to you. I don't tend to soak them overnight, because I've had them take on a bit too much water, especially with it being cold anyway. In summer months, not too bad. We are forecast a few sunny days, and that's all these need, a good few days. Like tonight, they'll soak up some water out of the compost, swell up, warm up in the sun tomorrow, providing it comes out, and that'll just encourage them to get started. Once they're started, they're okay. Mice and birds tend to lose a bit of interest once they get about, a few inches growth on them. So, I've not done any work down at the allotment. Not been down and nothing. I've been too busy this week on the old guitar stuff, going back into rehearsals again. So, need to make sure I've got everything ready. So it's September, I think, last time we sort of rehearsed together. I've got loads of jobs to get done, because these are going to go down the plot next month. I've not even done my raised beds yet. If there's any thick patches, just thin them out, spread them about. So it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as there's a good spread. I mean, there's probably way too many in here, but doesn't matter. All I've got over the ends is, you can buy proper stop ends for it. I've just got a little bit of duct tape over the ends, not covering the very bottom. Also, it's got a little slit at the bottom, so any excess water, can run out. Because what I will do is, once these are up, I'll get them out in the daytime. I'm just going to slide them in a little cucumber house down the bottom. Once they're, about an inch or so high, I'll bring them out. There's a bit of exposure to the wind and whatnot will help stir them all up. Otherwise, they can get a bit floppy, and then when you take them out and they're at 4 or 5 inch high, they just lay over. So once they get a bit of breeze to them, they'll sturdy up a bit. So I think that'll do, because I'm fed up with messing about them. A couple more down that corner there. That'll do. Quite simply, it's compost. No vermiculite or anything like that, just as it is out the bag. Try and break it up best you can. It's just you don't have great big chunks. Sometimes if the top dries right out, then it was like a massive flap lifting up. Yeah, but providing they don't get too cold and too wet, they're pretty easy enough to do. There's tons of different varieties. I've just grown Hurst Greenshaft for years now. You know, there's a lot of people do. I mean, there's Onward. I used to grow an early one called Allotment first. Which used to do alright. These are right to get a good few kilo off them and have some fresh and blanch and freeze the rest. Nice and sunny before, but it's that breeze is a bit chilly today. Yeah, the sun's going down anyway. I thought I'll sow them now, then they've got the rest of the night to soak up any moisture that's in the compost. Swell up and then get a bit warm tomorrow. Obviously with the compost being quite dark in colour, absorb a bit of heat and just encourage them to germinate. You can sow them singular in modular trays, but just easier to do it like this, I find. There's a bit of a knack to getting them out. It's just a case of you need to really soak them up well when you're going to empty them out. Otherwise you find they won't slide out. They just level them off a bit now. You know, so you've got like a good ½ inch of compost on top. You just like my tomatoes. They're not looking too good. Not sure if it's got a bit cold in the attic from a bit of leaf damage on them. So give them a bit of a feed with some liquid seaweed, and I'll just have to see how they go. I mean, there's still time to sow some more if I have to. Simply just give a bit of a water in it. So the compost is damp underneath. That'll do. So that's it for this video. So peas in gutters, pretty simple and straightforward. Right, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.